Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and sports topics in general. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, let's get right into the show, and let's start out with a rumor about the Denver Broncos uniforms. Here it is. There's a rumor that the Denver Broncos are switching to their all blues as their primary jersey combo for the upcoming season. I love that uniform. Are you kidding me? The orange on that pops. I mean, just look at the shirt here. This would be kind of like what it is. I mean, obviously you guys have seen the blue jersey, but what I like about it is that the orange pops on it. When it's the orange jersey, that's never really been my favorite. I know a lot of guys like it. I know a lot of players like it. I know it's different than any other team that has a primary color of orange. I mean, the Dolphins have orange in their uniforms, but it's not their primary color. And I'm just not into that orange, and I'm especially not into the all orange when they go to the crush colors or the rush colors. Excuse me, the rush colors. I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. It's too bright. It's too orangey. I'm just a big fan of the blue jerseys, the blue pants, and the orange stripe down the pants, and the orange on the jersey. I just think that is a very, very classic combination, and I'm really, really hoping that this is the color scheme that they go to for this 2022 season. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. But I'm all for the all blues as a primary home jersey color. I think that's a great combination. Absolutely the best. All right, let's go to the Broncos overseas. That's right. It has been released by the NFL that the Denver Broncos will be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars in London on Sunday, October 30th. The game will begin. Ready, guys? You're going to have to get up early. Absolutely. Depending on where you live, especially me in Southern California, I'm going to have to get early enough to watch this game because the game will begin at 9:30 Eastern time. That's 6:30 Pacific time, my time. That's kind of early. Although, you know, when I go to work, I have to get up at 4 a.m, so I guess it's not that early. But unfortunately, I will be at work that day. Now, I could take the day off, which I probably will, no doubt. But anyways, it's an early game. 6:30 start Pacific, 9:30 Eastern time. The game in London against Jacksonville. I saw an article with, or actually I saw an interview with Russell Wilson, and he said he relishes playing over there. He said the last time they played there, obviously he was with Seattle, and they beat the Raiders. And he said it's a fun time. He said the atmosphere over in London is exciting. He said the fans there are very engaged in the game. They're really learning the game as well, and he really, really looks forward to playing in London. And he said that this is no different. He's really looking forward to going over there as a Denver Broncos quarterback and playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. So once again, guys, that's October 30th, 9:30 Eastern time, the Broncos and Jaguars in London. All right, let's move over to an update on a previous Jackass of the Week that I want to bring a good update on. And that update is about Hope Solo. Former United States Women National Team goalie Hope Solo has entered an inpatient alcohol treatment program following her DWI arrest earlier in April. She has asked the Hall of Fame to postpone her induction till 2023. I want to thank the Hall of Fame for their support and their understanding in this situation. I commend her. I absolutely commend her. Now, when somebody who is a Jackass of the Week and they try to do the right thing and turn their life around, I'm going to bring that as well. I think it's only fair. I think it's absolutely only fair that if I put somebody on my show as a Jackass of the Week, then I need to bring the update when things turn in the right direction. So I commend her. I absolutely commend Hope Solo for doing this. Now, was it part of her induction into the women's United States Women's National Team Hall of Fame? Possibly it was. I don't know. It doesn't state that. It doesn't state that. Excuse me. It doesn't say. But it doesn't matter to me whether or not it's part of her induction into the Hall of Fame that she goes into this program, or if it was on her own volition. I don't know. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is she's doing the right thing. And by doing the right thing, I'm going to bring that part of the update from the Jackass of the Week. Now, you notice I didn't play the theme because she's not at this point in time. She was, but she's not at this point in time. So my hat goes off to Hope Solo for doing the right thing. I wish you all the best. I wish you success in the future in whatever you do. And hopefully you're on the right track to being the person and the mom that you need to be. Congratulations again, Hope Solo. I wish you the best. All right, let's go to Hugh Jackson. Now, the NFL announced last week, Monday, that the league investigation of tanking by former Browns head coach Hugh Jackson, they concluded that his claims cannot be substantiated. Hugh Jackson alleged in April that the Browns encouraged him to lose games on purpose during his time as head coach. Now, the NFL has not found any credibility to his comments. And his comments came in April, towards the end of April, after the situation that was done with the Miami Dolphins. Hugh Jackson, that is, had felt that he was encouraged to tank games so that the Browns could have a better draft choice, better draft position. The NFL did not find any substantiated evidence that was true. Now, whether or not Hugh Jackson did it on his own and he just, wanted to say that the Browns wanted him to do it, or whether or not he tanked any games of his own at all, we don't know that. But the NFL has concluded that there is no evidence that Hugh Jackson and or the Browns ownership, GM, whomever, asked him and encouraged him to throw games so that they could have a better draft pick. I mean, so what's the situation now? Anytime a team loses 2 or 3 or 4 games in a row, is that going to be considered tanking? Is that going to be considered something that the NFL should look into? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Now, I do know that there are teams, whether it be from the top down or whether or not it be from players who are disgruntled with their contract, or whatever the case may be. Do players individually try and throw games? I don't know. Do they get together collectively and say, hey, let's kind of throw some of these games, whatever their reasoning may be? I don't know. I would hope not. Absolutely, I would hope not. The integrity of the NFL, the integrity of the game, the integrity, of the players, of the coaches, of the owner, of the GM. I mean, when you start putting that fly in the ointment, it really taints the way fans look at games, the way fans think about games. I was just talking to a person the other day, and he feels that the NFL in general is all about money and doesn't care about the fans, doesn't care about players. And to some degree, I kind of have to, agree with that. Not that I want to. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that the NFL's rigged, or that people and or coaches are throwing games, or that players may not be trying their hardest because they want this, that, or something else. I don't want to believe that at all. And I'm not saying that I do believe it, because I don't. I want to believe in my heart of hearts that a team like the Denver Broncos, won Super Bowl 50 because of their own merits, not because of a game being thrown here or a game being thrown there. I certainly don't want to think that Super Bowl 32, John Elway winning his first Super Bowl, was rigged. I don't want to think that at all. Are you kidding me? I don't think for one moment that Brett Favre threw that game. I certainly don't. But a lot of people that I've talked to back in the day told me, well, the NFL really wanted John Elway to win it. Okay, maybe they wanted him to, but I don't think they orchestrated it. I don't think they created it. I don't think that they rigged it. I absolutely do not. And I don't want to think that today's NFL in 2022 is rigging games, or that coaches and or players or owners are wanting to throw games. I don't want to believe that. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. I just don't want it to be true. And I'm glad that the NFL did not find any substantiated allegations that Hugh Jackson was asked by the owner and or GM to throw games. I'm glad that they didn't find anything, because once that rears its ugly head, anytime a team loses multiple games, that's going to be brought up. And that's not good for the NFL. It's not good for fans. It's not good for the integrity of the game. So I'm glad the NFL did not find that to be true. All right, let's go to new ownership of the Denver Broncos has been narrowed down to 2. And here it is. The Broncos Trust have said that the new ownership has been narrowed down to 2 groups. One is headed by Rob Walton. That's right, Walmart owner. One is headed by Rob Walton and his family, and the other is headed by 76ers owner Josh Harris, with Magic Johnson as the face. That's right, guys. Magic Johnson, former Lakers great, has joined the group headed by Josh Harris. I'll get into my opinion in just a minute. It all comes down to money, however. No NFL owner will want to take less than the best price available for a franchise, and the Broncos are no exception. Okay, here's my opinion on this. Do I want a Rob Walton and his group of people? No, I don't. But do I want a Josh Harris, who's an owner of a 76ers basketball team, along with Magic Johnson, the face of that particular group and former Lakers great basketball player? No, I don't. I don't want either one of these groups, none whatsoever. And here is why. Okay, I've already mentioned I don't want Rob Walton because I don't trust what he can or will do. We all know that Bentonville, Arkansas is the home for Walmart. That's their home organization or place. And I don't trust a Rob Walton to have an interest in the Denver Broncos enough to put money in the team. I mean, yes, he's worth $70 billion. Of course he could put money in there. But would he? Would he be that interested in putting money into the Denver Broncos or into the stadium? Or would he move the team to Bentonville, Arkansas, or somewhere in that area? Now, I also know that yes, he does like the Denver Broncos, and he's never been an owner of a sports team before. And I know, like I've said before in previous shows, it is an honor. It is an absolute feather in the cap to own one of 32 NFL teams. I understand that. But owning something and putting your heart and soul into it is 2 different things. You can own a car and a luxurious car and not take care of it, not put money into it. And what happens? it goes downhill. And that's my concern. It's also my concern with Josh Harris and Magic Johnson. Are they going to be interested in putting their heart and soul into the Denver Broncos? They're basketball people. They're not football people. They're basketball people. Why would they want to put interest into something that is not their passion? Josh Harris owns the 76ers. He owns them. And Magic Johnson played for the Lakers basketball. None of them ever played professional football. Why would they have their heart and soul into something that they didn't engage in and they haven't engaged in? That is my concern. And that's why I wanted a Brian Allen, because I wanted somebody who loves the Broncos, who lives in Denver, who loves Colorado. I don't think and believe in my heart that these two groups are going to have their passion, their drive, their energy, their desire, and yes, their money into the Broncos to make them a better team. I think it's, like I said, I think it's prestigious that they want to be ownership. I think it's, obviously it's like I said before, it's a feather in their hat. But I don't care about that. I don't care about a feather in their hat. I don't care whether or not it's prestigious to be an owner. I could care less. What I care about is the end product on the field. The stadium, upgrading it, maybe building a new one with a dome so we can get a Super Bowl. Even though there was a Super Bowl in New York or New Jersey and they don't have a dome. But that's because the NFL loves New York. Anyways, I digress. That being said, is that gonna come to fruition? Are they going to upgrade the stadium, make improvements, build a new one? Are they going to move it from downtown out by the airport? I think that would be wrong. See, all of these I have questions about because I don't trust either one of these groups. One headed by Rob Walton, one headed by Josh Harris. I don't trust them. How good have the 76ers been lately? Not that good. That's for sure. And everybody knows that, yeah, Walmart is Walmart and they're always doing well. But that's not a sports franchise. And that's why I'm concerned. I don't have control over who becomes a new owner. That's for sure. If I did, it wouldn't be either one of these guys. But I don't have control. And all I can hope for is the best. And I'm not sure that the Bronco fan base and Broncos country is going to get the best by either one of these guys. So we'll find out what happens, guys. But that's the latest. It's down to those two groups. And neither one of them am I excited about. All right, guys. Let's go to the last segment that I have in this show. And here it is. The Colorado Avalanche update. That's right, guys. And here it is. The Colorado Avalanche have begun their first round of the playoffs with wins in both Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1 was a total domination as they beat the Nashville Predators 7-2. Game 2 was more of what we expected as the game went into overtime with a Cale Makar goal to end the game and an Avalanche win 2-1. Okay, guys. Yes, the Avalanche are in full form in games 1 and 2. And I know that I said in my last show that I was nervous and kind of upset that Jared Bednar, sorry about that, that Jared Bednar basically rested the majority of the starters in the last 2 games of the regular season. That bothered me because I did not feel that the Avalanche players could recapture that form of being dominant. I was wrong, and I'm glad to be wrong. Absolutely glad to be wrong. The Avalanche came out and scored. Avalanche came out and scored 5 goals in the first period in game 1. They led at 1.6-0, and then just skated, no pun intended, but they just, skated to a 7-2 win. That was game 1. Last night, in game 2, the Nashville Predators came out with vigor, anger, aggressiveness. It was hard hitting. There was penalties taken on both sides. Some of them, I would say, it's kind of ticky-tack. There was a penalty that the goalie for the Predators, he stuck his leg out, and you could clearly see he stuck his leg out and induced a quote penalty. It wasn't legit penalty. He did it on purpose. It should have been on the goalie, and it wasn't. It was on the Avalanche player, and that was wrong. It was 1-1 at the end of the first period. It stayed that way till they went to overtime. There were some great saves by both goalies. Darcy Kemper was on fire, stopping numerous shots, point blank shots. There were some great hockey being played. The game was intense. I was on the edge of my seat watching it, and then in overtime, Cale Makar shoots it right past into the net. The crowd erupts, goes crazy, as well as myself, yelling my head off. And Avalanche win it 2-1. Game 3 is Saturday, tomorrow afternoon. Actually, it is 4:30 Eastern time, 1:30 Pacific time in Nashville. Game 3. And then on Monday, it is 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific time, also in Nashville for Game 4. Will the Avalanche sweep? I would hope so. Absolutely. That way they can get some rest before the second round. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to sweep. I want them to. I just don't think they will. In fact, I feel that the Avalanche will win this series, but they're going to win it at home in Game 5. I think that I believe they'll lose either Game 3 or Game 4 in Nashville, and then they'll come back home to Colorado and play Game 5, and then I believe they'll win the series in Game 5. Do I feel that it's possible that they sweep them? Sure, it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. It's just very difficult, especially when you have to win on the road. Now, the Avalanche have won on the road. They have one of the best road records this entire season. So sure, absolutely, they can sweep them. I just don't think so. These are the playoffs, guys. These are the best of the best. These are the teams that earned the right to be in the playoffs. And it's very difficult, like I said, to sweep in any series, especially a best of 7. Easier when it's best of 5, obviously. It's super easy best of 3. But it's not that easy when it's a best of 7, especially in Nashville. Those fans are rabid. Those fans are intense. They're loud. And it's going to be difficult for the Avalanche to sweep. They can. I feel they may. I just don't think they will. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And before I head out, I just want to remind everyone that Today's show is obviously it's 11 o'clock. We moved it to 11 from 10 to 11 a.m. on MHRT Network. You can find that on YouTube. And then on Tuesday is my show. It gets posted at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, and that's on it's Broncos Breakdown on YouTube, my channel, 11 o'clock every Tuesday. And then on Tuesday evening at 4, 5, 6, and 7 is the MHRT podcast 5280, and that's live every Tuesday, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And on Wednesday, it is the Wild Wild West, featuring a fan from every AFC West team, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. That is live every 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30 on Wednesdays. And on Thursday, it is Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, featuring Johnny Baki and his really good friend Isaiah Henderson. That is live every Thursday, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then on Friday at 11 a.m., is Broncos Breakdown on MHRT Network. That is posted every Friday, 11 a.m., 11, 12, 1, and 2. That's it, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and enjoy the show. We will talk to you on Tuesday and again on Friday. Until then, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.